As the lines are drawn for the American Civil War, the Union and Confederate armies organized two contrasting systems of intelligence gathering.
Now, of course, both sides were in need of accurate intelligence information about the other side's intentions. And the two countries, the Confederate States of America and the United States of America, are going to use two very different approaches to intelligence gathering.
The Confederate Army to the south is led by General Robert E. Lee.
General Lee's intelligence system, if it really can even be called an intelligence system, was very traditional for the 19th century. He relies heavily on the cavalry, to a lesser degree on scouts, and even to a lesser degree on spies. For Lee, the heart and soul of his intelligence system is General Stuart's cavalry. What General Stuart can see or hear is the information that Lee's going to get.
The Union Army in the North takes a very different approach to military intelligence and organizes the Bureau of Military Information.
The Bureau of Military Information is really the first official intelligence organization within the Army.
In early 1863, General Joseph Hooker takes command of the Army of the Potomac. Hooker is administratively savvy, and so he's going to reorganize the Army to be more efficient, more effective.
General Hooker has a great appreciation for the need to collect information about the enemy and manage it effectively. He appoints Colonel George Sharpe to head up his new Bureau of Military Information.
So what Sharpe does is he brings in, 70 or 80 scouts to serve as his eyes out around the country. He has John Babcock, who is a civilian at this time, and basically becomes his chief interrogator. But he's also doing a lot of order of battle as well. And then he's got other people, Captain John McEntee, who's responsible for other parts of the intelligence system that he's building at this time.
During the Battle of Gettysburg, the Union Army gains a significant advantage based on their elaborate network of scouts, interrogators, and spies.
Now, the Confederates had their own spy, a man by the name of Harrison, who, by the way, was an actor and an acquaintance of John Wilkes Booth. Harrison was less trusted by Lee, and so when Harrison tells Longstreet that I know where the Union Army is and they're right on the other side of this mountain range, it took a while before Lee would believe it.
General Lee normally relies on the intel he receives from his trusted cavalryman, Jeb Stuart. However, during the crucial battle at Gettysburg, Stuart, acting under ambiguous orders from Lee, arrives late on the second day of battle and fails to deliver timely intelligence.
Once Lee knew he wasn't hearing from Stuart, he had no choice but to depend on the spy Harrison's information.
Although Harrison's intel was correct, the Confederate Army's lack of military intelligence organization and a reliance on single-source intelligence put them at a severe disadvantage.
The surrender of Robert E. Lee to Ulysses Grant in early April at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, was the last gasp for the Confederacy. And in no small part, the great events of the war had been influenced by the gathering and interpretation of intelligence, whether it was from the individual spies that were employed by the South, but most importantly with the network of intelligence gathering and refining the way intelligence was interpreted by the North. And it really set the tone for the growth of the intelligence part of the military operations after the Civil War.